always with a daily recap. So without further ado, I want to get right into it here. I don't want to waste any time. Okay, so welcome to the daily recap. What is February 8th, 2017. And not a whole lot to really go over new. It's just going to be a lot of the same in terms of the Dota 2 Asian Championships and progress being made with this event. So, of course, we found out yesterday as a result of the Americans kind of finishing it off, of course, the top two teams from each group advancing on to the playoff stage. And then that's where the playoffs now begin of these brackets here. What is a double elimination 14 bracket? This is the European region, and how about this? Bears is just keeping momentum. Bears is looking really good. This is a team that's making their debut in this event. I know it's only a qualifier, but it's a stacked qualifier. These are very good teams. This is not a fluke. Bears is showing that they are here to reckon with, and they're a team that is very serious about winning and possibly qualifying for the main event here of the Dota 2 Asian Championships. They defeated Athenum, they defeated Navi 2-0, no losses, and now they just are coming off a victory over Cloud9 earlier today in the playoffs, advancing on to the winter finals. So, again, only one of these four teams going to make it. You'd figure, this is a quite stacked group. You got Cloud9, Team Liquid, Team Secret, all very worthy teams. But Bears is looking good, so we'll see how they continue to do with that momentum. On the other bracket, on the other side of the bracket, Liquid versus Secret. Liquid did take the first game in about 21 minutes, a pretty decisive victory. Looks like they ran some Troll Warlord and LC. They even had the Lone Druid in there, perhaps just pushing early. I didn't get the chance to watch it myself, but interesting lineup, especially for a 21-minute victory. But that Troll Warlord, of course, with that aura of his ultimate battle trance, I believe it's called, definitely assisting and helping get that early push, I'm sure, and end the game very quickly. I mean, a 21-minute victory in a Liquid versus Secret matchup, that's a little surprising to see, but that is the case. We'll see how the rest of that series, of course, plays out. So that's the European region. In other regions, CIS specifically, it looks like, okay, they haven't actually played their playoffs yet. I guess they don't start for a couple of days. Okay, I wasn't aware of that. So, but of course, we got our two teams, Effect and Team Spirit from Group A, Empire and Vega from Group B. We already talked about the whole Virtus Pro situation. You can check out yesterday's daily recap if you want to see what the deal with that is. Southeast Asia, they played their matches earlier today. Faceless matching up against Mineski. Faceless moving on 2-0. How about this result, though? I actually woke up to a tweet of this, and I was like, I had to do a double take. Like, really? Not that it's like a huge upset, but TNC's had a lot of momentum lately. The WESG victory, they qualify for the Star Ladder out of the Southeast Asian region. This is a team that's been looking very strong lately. They got knocked down, I should say, by WG Unity. Now, again, WG Unity, they're a good team. They made top 8 at the Boston Major. This is a team that most certainly has skill. But I think it's a little bit of an upset with recent momentum, at least. But perhaps showing that Southeast Asia, there's a little bit more competition than just TNC and Faceless. Mineski will match up against TNC and the losers, so we'll see how they do there. But how about this winter finals? Faceless versus WG Unity in the winter bracket finals. Again, to both teams that actually were at the Boston Major and doing their thing there. So Faceless also on a little bit of momentum lately. Of course, the Dota Pit finishing third in there, trying to continue that. They got second in the Star Ladder. They just got behind TNC in the Star Ladder qualifiers, and they would like to get redemption with a DAC qualifier, no doubt. But WG Unity kind of throwing their hat into the mix right there. And we'll see how they continue to do. Now, the American region, it did wrap up with the group stages yesterday. Of course, the playoffs start tonight, I want to say. No, they do not. Okay, they start in a couple days. So they are kind of spreading this out. Anyways, Wanted had a rematch with Digital Chaos last night. And in the end, DC took care of business. So not that the first victory was a fluke by any means by Wanted, but I think it does show that, there's a lot more to these matchups than just simply one best of 3. That doesn't determine everything. And that's why this format, I think, is really good as well. We've kind of been talking a lot about formats with the DAC qualifiers happening, and then, of course, previously the Star Ladder qualifiers, and kind of comparing the formats. It just feels like this is just ultimately working out better. It's getting arguably, the better matches. It's making sure every single game is important. And, in cases like this where Wanted maybe caught DC on a bad day or whatever it may be, when in the initial series, DC still got redemption chance and ultimately took out Wanted with their 2-0 victory over them later on. So it's setting up the brackets, and look at these brackets, man. How about this matchup? NP versus Digital Chaos in a best of 3. In one of the semifinal matches. Complexity versus Onyx, also another solid one, but no doubt NP and DC that's the matchup that people are going to be excited to watch there. When it comes to being a good one. So, yeah, I know people perhaps a little sad that Wanted did not qualify for the brackets, but if Wanted qualified, it meant DC not qualifying. So, I mean, I guess it's kind of how you look at it. Obviously, DC, they're the favorites here in the American region to win this, to claim this spot. So if they didn't even make it to the playoffs, that would have been insane. But it was going to be a tough road for Wanted, and they were going to have to definitely deserve it. But of course, the first victory was great, but then losing to Complexity and then DC the second time ultimately did knock them out. So we're going to see Wanted, I'm sure, in the major qualifiers, and definitely a team that's going to be able to show more potential in that event. But they are done for now in the DAC. So anyways, that's going to be a lot of fun to see how that plays out in these brackets as well. Of course, China, again, that's already been wrapped up. Other than that, I don't believe there's much else to really announce right here. Kind of just quickly glancing at the Liquid front page. Yeah, I was making sure of that before too, but yeah, it doesn't look like anything worth announcing here. Obviously, some minor events I'm sure going on. I know the Pro Dota Cup series is going to be starting up again here soon in the near future. Another more somewhat amateurish style event for these Tier 2, Tier 3 teams. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I want to thank you guys for tuning into the daily recap. My name is BreakyCPK. You can check me out on my Twitch, on my YouTube. February 8th, 2017. What was today? Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Until next time.